Some interesting stuff from the Utah Jazz tonight. Let's talk about his Hoops Nerd post-game show. Guys, the Utah Jazz lose to the Oklahoma City Thunder. I'm not going to lie, this is probably not going to be my longest video tonight. I am tired, but I did want to talk about the Jazz a little bit. There were a few points I wanted to make after this game. One was this was basically the third team of the Jazz against the third team of the Thunder, and it's pretty impressive what this Thunder team is doing. This Thunder team shows you just how much talent you have to have and what level you need to be playing at from start of the roster to the end of the bench to win a championship. And it's why the Jazz are just not that close. They've got some young prospects with lots of promise, but they have got a long ways to go. They do not have their superstar yet. And when you have those core pieces set in place, it's crazy how everything starts to fall in line and do much better. Utah just does not have that yet. Isaiah Joe was insane for the Thunder tonight. 11 for 15 from the field, 10 for 14 from three. That is crazy efficiency. And then Aaron Wiggins was incredibly good for them as well. This Thunder team is awesome. They're my pick to go to the finals against the Boston Celtics. I think that's what's going to happen. And tonight was an interesting night, showing that that's something that they can absolutely do based off of just the talent on their game. It was not close. This one was not close, Robert. At no point was this ever really... Well, the game started out as a shootout. Like, both teams were shooting it really well to start the game, the Jazz and the Thunder, but the Thunder just kept shooting it out, and the Jazz did not. I don't know if that's very good phrasing, but we're going to move on. The Utah Jazz. Now, this is a successful night for the Jazz because they keep that tie with the Washington Wizards. I need to do some research because I think that this probably comes down to a coin toss, and that's scary. Utah is going to play Minnesota. They are going to be without Anthony Edwards. That will be the last game of the season. Tonight, this was the last game, home game of the season. We also got to see a really nice, if you didn't get a chance to see it, I retweeted it on my Twitter, but the Jazz said goodbye to Dan Roberts, who has been like kind of that arena voice of the Jazz for 46 years. It's kind of sad to see him go, but if you didn't see that video, it's really great. He will be missed. He was really great. One of the things the Jazz have is a really nice arena announcer who sounds really great and knows what he's doing. And let's just hope whoever fills those shoes is up to the task. Because, my goodness, some of the arena announcers out there, the one that I guess I would say most of them seem fine. The one that I really don't like is the Spurs. I cannot stand listening to that guy. I could not imagine being a fan of a team and hating the PA announcer. So let's just hope that the new Utah Jazz PA announcer is just as good as Dan Roberts, because Dan Roberts was awesome. Just a few things tonight. This is not going to be a long one. Bryce Sensabaugh continues to just shoot the ball extremely well. 25 points tonight for Sensabaugh. 6 assists, 5 rebounds. 6 assists is nice. It's, 38% from... What's crazy about Sensabaugh is seeing 38% from three feels low. That's great. If that's the low end for you as a shooter, that's remarkable. The real just trend with this Jazz team and the name of the game for the Jazz is just improving defensively. And if Sensabaugh can do that and can also lower the turnovers, his turnover stuff is crazy. Leading the team in turnovers tonight is not great. But if he can lower those turnovers and improve on defense, the Jazz have a real weapon in Sensabaugh who can just shoot the lights out. You see some of the things that like Malik Beasley is doing on the Pistons, and what Isaiah Joe is doing on the Thunder, the team they played tonight. Sensabaugh can be that same player with this incredible shooting, but he's got to be someone that you can count on defensively and someone that does not turn the ball over as much as he does. No one's going to be perfect. Players are going to turn the ball over here and there. You cannot turn the ball over at the rate that he does. I'm going to skip down. Filipowski, this 3-point slump continues, which sucks, but he still is putting up impressive numbers. 15 points tonight, 13 rebounds. He's just a weapon. It's going to be interesting to see how he looks next season. Does he get stronger? We saw Ryan Smith talking on the broadcast. One of the things he mentioned about Filipowski is just needs to get stronger, and I wonder if that will help him defensively. Who knows? But I would love to see Filipowski get just in even more, just in great shape, in better shape, so that he can move really quickly, not wear down as the season ends, because I think a lot of this shooting is just being worn down. It's really tough to be a rookie in the NBA. 82 games is a lot when you're not used to that. You go from playing like 30-something games in college to 82 with the NBA, and you're playing at a higher level against better athletes, the most elite athletes in the world, honestly. You get wore out. So we'll see. Can Filipowski be one of those players that can take things to another level? Because those are the players that become great. And if you can do that in the offseason, get better, get fitter, then there's no reason why he can't be awesome. I've really enjoyed Jaden Springer. Tonight he had a bad shooting night. 1 for 9 from the field, 1 for 7, but 5 rebounds, 2 assists. Sorry, guys. I am exhausted. 2 steals. I like Jaden Springer. I'm interested to see what he looks like next year. If the Jazz don't trade him, or I can't remember. I believe his contract goes through next year as well. So I could be wrong, but I'm excited to watch him next season and see what he brings, because I do think he brings some nice defense potential, and there are times where he looks really good, and so we'll see. Svi Mikhailiuk had a nice night tonight. He doesn't know a shot that he doesn't like to take, to be honest. 27 points, 5 for 14 from 3, 10 for 20. He took the most shots of anyone on the team. I don't know. I'm not going to miss Svi next year if he's not on the Jazz. I'll just say that. That's my analysis of Svi Mikhailiuk. Keontae George, the shooting has also not been completely great for him. If you got to remember, he came off the bench last season, and there were times where he was not playing as much last year. This year, he has been starting or coming off the bench and playing, between 25 and 35 minutes every single game. And I wonder if he's also wearing down a tiny. I don't know. The shooting has not been great. The thing that has looked great for Key is the passing. We got to talk a little bit about how impressive his passing was. Tonight he was handling the ball and doing some things that were incredible. Those 2 alley-oops, I want to watch those, were so impressive. Just so impressive. So these were 2 in a row. These were in the first half. Look how in command he is of the ball here. He gets the ball at the top. This is a dribble handoff play with Filipowski, and look at the placement of that, and also the nice grab by Filipowski. That's just so smooth and so nice. And then right here as well, he gets the ball at the top of the 3-point line, finds the cutter, perfectly placed alley-oop. He's just figuring things out really nicely. He just has to shoot the ball better, and the way he's going to shoot the ball better is by just taking better shots. He's starting to fall into those bad shots again that are ruining his field goal percentage, and that's not going to help things. It may be different when the Jazz are trying to win games and he doesn't take those bad shots. I could see that being the case. But what's nice to see is that he is really passing the ball in a nice way. 8 assists tonight, 7 free throw shots. He just continues to get to the line as much as anyone on the Jazz. 7 free throw attempts for Sensabaugh is nice to see. So we'll see what happens next year, because there's going to be some development, and we'll see if he can improve as a defender. It's the same situation for George. He has to improve defensively, and he's got to take better shots. Those are the things he's got to do, and just be a more consistent shooter. By not taking the bad shots, you're going to improve as a shooter, and playing just more within the offense, figuring out how to go away from being just like kind of freestyling on the floor so much. Instead, playing within the offense, making quick decisions, doing the right things so that you can win games. And if he does that, he can be awesome. That's all I got tonight, guys. The Utah Jazz are closer to Cooper Flagg and to a number 1 pick than they've ever been. This is the season where they've really gone for it, and we'll see what happens. You guys all know that how much I want this. I'm sure everyone watching this wants that Cooper Flagg pick so bad, but if we get a top 4, I'm also happy. Let's refresh this. Utah tied for first with the Washington Wizards. We'll see what happens if the lottery was tonight. Guys, let's see. Jazz State 3! That might mean Ace Bailey, and I'm excited. Awesome. Let's give a shout out to our All-Stars tonight. Guys, let's give a shout out to Christian House Money to Haas. Robert, Hall of Fame. Cam Bam, thank you, ma'am. Cam Chin 3. Ryan Edward Perry, the legend. I Believe in Steve Jazz Exile. Baby Elliot Madsen. See ya, Lexa later. Jordan to go best roll. Austin R. Grant, editor extraordinaire. KG10 to TH5, the OG, and Patrick Kukubo, the connoisseur. Guys, I'm about to pass out. If you're here, I really appreciate you guys. We got one game left, and then we got the offense or the off season coming up. Guys, I will talk to you.